So you know what it is. We are Activate LA. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and drop your favorite emoji in the comment section. All right, let's jump into this topic. As you guys remember, we did an episode on um, the viral video of, they call it the cheesecake factory lady. We found out what her name is. You know, so out of respect, we're gonna call her by her name. Her name is Alicia, and the guy that went out on a date with her is Jay, according to the last video that we watched. I'm gonna post the link to the original video down in the comment section. So if you guys, because we're gonna react to it, so a lot of people be like, "Oh man, I just let it play this and that." We are a reaction channel. So for the people that don't know, so if you don't want to watch the reaction, go look for the video somewhere else. No, I'm kidding. The link's gonna be in the comment section, so you can go ahead and go check out the video on Kevin Wesley the Truth Factory channel. Give him a like. Check out his content, and shout out to him. So here we go. We got Jay here in the middle. Right away, his posture, man. I don't know. He looks very shy, not so not a lot of confidence compared to Kevin Wesley right here, the host, and even compared to Alicia, you know. And Alicia looks like she's pretty tall, unless Jay is pretty short. But let's hop into it. How quick? Real quick. Let's go.
Rise and shine, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Truth Factory. This episode is going to be a little bit different. Typically, we talk about devastating issues and inside of relationships, and try to talk about the nuanced things in that relationship to heal it. This time, we're going to talk about dating. So I don't know if you guys have saw the viral video, but there's a viral video where a woman is taken to the Cheesecake Factory, and she does not want to go inside of there. She does not want to be embarrassed. This conversation ended up going viral, and here we are. Alicia, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, thank you.
Jay, pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the show, and thank you guys for being willing to come here and have this dialogue.
Yeah, shout out to both of them. Shout out to Alicia. Shout out to Jay for, you know, agreeing to do the interview, because a lot of people, a lot of us, we were left like, what happened? Did they stop talking? It'll be dope if you know, they did a video or whatever. In my case too, I wanted to reach out and contact them to interview them. But in this case, you know, shout out to Kevin Wesley, the Truth Factory channel on YouTube. They got the interview. Let's check it out.
Dialogue. I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of flack, maybe even some backlash and things of that nature from this video going viral.
Well,
Yeah, before we get into it, we're going to take a moment and just relook at that video. It's been a couple of weeks, so here we go right here.
many people want to go to.
All right, we're gonna let the commercials play for a little bit. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Big shout out to everybody that's just coming in. Please hit the like button. It helps. It helps the channel. All right, so let's. So right here he parks. I am gonna I'm gonna fast forward the video. I'm gonna post the link up there, up here, somewhere up here. Post a link to the original video if you guys want to see it. But let me just fast forward so we can see the interview.
So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
Not
I
at the
went
Cheesecake
into this
Factory?
date as I expect.
I mean, it's. I got my. See, now that.
Right.
I got.
Relationship early. I'm right.
A few weeks.
There we go.
So now here we are. A few weeks later, I'm sure
He
you've
looks
had some time to
embarrassed.
think about what you guys discussed in the car. I'm sure you've had some time to think about it. Before I ask you any questions, have you guys had a second date?
Oh, good question.
No.
No second dates. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, I would probably, you know, 'cause So I was thinking, like, did they call each other again? Maybe she saw the video and the video go viral. She was like, "Hey, man, you know what?" She realized she's like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Or maybe he was probably like, you know what? Let me give it another shot. But let's see what happened.
Okay. So I'll start with you, Jay. What has dating been like for you since that video went viral?
Since I was on the video, kind of unexpected. I might not have put my best foot forward, and so I feel like, I've not really met anyone since who I've really gotten to get to know like that, because a lot of women, they might have seen the video or might have heard from it, or maybe a friend of them has seen the video and shares it with them. And so they kind of had this image of me based on the video,
Absolutely.
and it hasn't really helped.
Okay.
Exactly. It's like
Really?
they might think everything about me is reflected in that video, and I don't think it is. And
I don't think that video made him look in a negative or bad way. Or what do you guys think? Do you guys think that it made him look bad? I don't think so. On the contrary, I mean, it looked like he was a gentleman, and he just let her know, let Alicia know, like, look, I'm not. This is not my vibe. This is not what I'm into, and looking for respect, and this is not it. Let me know. Do you guys, why? I don't know. I'm kind of surprised he's saying it looks like he felt like he looked bad or something.
but yeah, it's been difficult.
Sure.
Well, and it's even before this, dating has already been difficult for me.
I imagine your views kind of clash with what you're looking for and what they're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, I think in general, my values kind of reflect wanting to build something that lasts.
Yes, sir.
And I want to make sure that anyone that I meet is willing to build a really strong foundation based on our mutual values. And
Well said.
I think it in general, a lot of the people that I meet, either they don't have time to set towards building something like that, or they just don't want to because, they're younger, they want to experience, casual dating or whatever it is.
Looks like he really wants, because a lot of people get confused, right, when it says, "Oh, we're dating" or "We are out on a date," and some people, they run or they make an excuse as dating is just to have fun, which it is. It depends, but it seems like he's more on the serious, looking for a partner, and he's not out there looking just to mess around or have one night stands.
And it's just not something that I'm looking for right now.
Understood. So obviously, guys, Jay's saying that they have a negative, they're viewing him in a negative light when it comes to dating. When I saw Jay, I saw someone who was making some excellent points, who knew what he wanted, and he's actually now like a Giga Chad in the manosphere world, in the red pill community. The brother's being mentioned everywhere for the way he handled that conversation. Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well, because during this conversation, Alicia.
You see how, like, he's still a gentleman. I don't know if you guys noticed that. The host, I think he mispronounced the name, and Jay still like corrected him, like, with how you pronounce her name, or what her name is. Check this out.
Now like a Giga Chad in the manosphere world, in the red pill community. The brother's being mentioned everywhere for the way he handled that conversation. Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well, because during this conversation, Alicia.
You see?
We'll get that right.
Oh,
Okay.
she's all like, "Thank you." This guy, he's got his body language. His body language his posture is too. It's he's not, like, you know what I mean. Like, looks too shy. Doesn't look confident, but his spit or his game. He seems like he's got game, common sense and stuff. You know, he needs to work on a little bit on that body posture and that confidence, but he knows what's up, man.
So, Alicia, you didn't seem to really disagree with what he was saying. Now, you had definitely a different opinion before he gave you his mind, right? But you
Right.
seemed very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking and how you saw him in that video? Because he's saying they took him in a negative light. What do you think?
Well, yes, I think once we had the conversation, I could see my role
Okay.
in the conflict.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Let's back up a little bit. To be fair, I mean, I was always raised that the man is supposed to cater to you. I mean, you're courting me, so
Okay.
court me. That means wherever I want to go, you take me.
Absolutely.
Whatever I want, you buy me.
But you
That's
gotta you gotta earn that. Just like she said in the Jay said on the first video where they're in the car is like they if they're not there, she didn't want to hold his hand or when they're walking, and people are gonna say, well, she doesn't have to, right? Like why she why does she have to hold um his his hand? And it goes both ways, I mean, the guy didn't have to doesn't have to buy her like all kinds of expensive stuff on the first date, you know what I mean, and do all kinds of crazy shit. Now, he wanted to. I'm sure this guy, I mean, he was taking her to Aria, which is a good restaurant. The Cheesecake Factory, it's cool. I mean, it's a first date. You're trying to get to know each other. Uh, you're not a sugar baby.
courting, you know? I'm looking for a provider. So, but after the conversation, I could see how there was a lot of I
Okay.
in that exchange.
Absolutely.
I was definitely very self-centered, and I can appreciate if I do want someone to provide for me. I at least gotta be a little bit nice.
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. So,
Yeah, so she seems she needs to be, a little bit. I don't know. She needs to have a good, nice, have a good
now I ask
personality,
you this.
good attitude. I mean,
Based on your idea of dating before your conversation with Jay, how did you grow up? Who also thinks that way? I'm sure you
good
have
question. That's a
friends
good
who think
question.
that way. I've heard it a
Shout
lot.
out to the
I
brother
mean,
Kevin Leslie.
everybody. I mean, that's what he's supposed to be, the provider.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
and
provider. When once you guys are up at that level, man, like not, you know, a sugar daddy.
and I'm a beautiful woman, so
Lupus said, provide
I'm
for yourself.
expecting to be treated like royalty. I mean, come on. So that's
But the
what I was
kicker
doing.
is, how do we treat him? And that's
Right,
where the
right.
disconnect was.
Right.
In the video, now of course I'm sure you think of it differently now, but in the video you basically told him that you're not going in there, you know your value. It would be embarrassing for you to go inside a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of people like Cheesecake Factory.
Oh.
Now, so when I
It looks like homeboy does like Cheesecake Factory. He's like, yeah, I like Cheesecake Factory.
and that's
Right,
where the
right.
disconnect was.
Right.
In the video, now of course I'm sure you think of it differently now, but in the video you basically told him that you're not going in there, you know your value. It would be embarrassing for you to go inside a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of people like Cheesecake Factory.
Look at this.
Now, so when I see that video, I'm thinking, okay, she must have some friends who probably would disagree with her going inside a Cheesecake Factory. Your
Yeah.
peer group.
Right.
So
I would
peer
never-
pressure probably keeps
I
you
would
from.
never live that. Oh my God! I would have never lived that down.
Wow,
I
just
mean-
a date the Cheesecake Factory, they wouldn't let you live that down.
No, I have an image to protect.
That's whack, yo. That's sometimes you have friends that can affect your dating. Sometimes you can have friends, especially females. They usually have friends that when they're out there clubbing, and, or bar hopping. Usually, there's the blocker or the one that's always like, you know what I mean, like, no, this is not good for you. And what's sad, and this goes for both genders. Sometimes we fuck up and listen to our friends because we want to impress them or we want to look cool, right? Oh, how nah, hell no. Why am I gonna be going there? In this case, she's all like, well, no, me and Cheesecake Factory. Well, she probably is missing out on a good guy over here, or she has missed out on plenty of guys. Um, because of that, I read in my timeline on my one of my social medias that this this girl was complaining about this guy taking her out on a first date to um Starbucks. And she was like, "Oh, how dare he, this and that." And I'm thinking like, well, aren't people supposed to get to know each other, and I was gonna reply. I was gonna do the classic mistake that we all done in the past, right? We get into an argument with somebody on our friends list, and this person is an acquaintance. So I was like, nah, I'll just take it to. I'll just maybe talk about it a little bit on the channel on YouTube, but yeah, you know, save yourself, Ray, from an argument, unnecessary, argument. All I did was just delete the person, because I was like, no, man. I was like, I mean, it's a guy should take out a girl to nice places on a first date, but it's not to me. The first date is to get to know each other, right? If we're compatible, if maybe we're right for each other, and then we proceed to the next date, which is going to be to a place where you're going to treat the person, because the person deserves it. And of course, if the girl sees that the guy deserves the second date, also too, she's gonna choose. She's gonna pick. It goes both ways. Get the little commercials popping. Yeah, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, man. I'm gonna read the comments. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We are Activate LA, broadcasting live from Los Scandalous, Bolifonia. Here we go. Let's go.
That
Wow.
does not do. I
Just
mean,
a date the Cheesecake Factory, they wouldn't let you live that down.
no, I have an
His
image
face.
to protect.
Image. I mean, her image is. I don't know. I mean, let me know in the comment section if you were to see her at a bar, and then you get her number, and then you come to realize on the date that you guys are about to go out that this is the Alicia, the girl from the Cheesecake Factory incident. Will you still proceed with the date, or will you call it? Will you be like, hey, you know what? I can't make it.
Nikita
Wow.
does not do that. I mean, that was that was my circle though. That's how I
Sure.
mean. That's how we roll.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, and everybody's got the right to choose and pick what they want, but at the same time, you gotta be nice. You can't just be over here, trying to put people down and turning on your cell phone and trying to make an example out of this person, because that's what it seemed like Alicia wanted to do with Jay.
to be quite blunt, that's how we roll. Hypergamy is a big, is a big thing in my circle.
Exactly, Lupe.
Is what I mean. It's what we've been taught. Why? I mean, as a black woman, I'm gonna go there. I mean, as a black woman, we're really tired of having to settle. We want to be treated well. We want that soft life. So that's what I.
But if the guy's treating you with respect, and let's not forget, guys, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that she was late, a whole hour late to the date, and had the guy waiting in his car for a whole hour. And Jay had made the appointment at a certain, like, cool, nice restaurant, and they didn't leave until at the time that they had the reservation at this other spot. So that's the reason why Jay had to cancel, or they canceled the reservation, right? And that's where Jay was like, well, we don't have reservations, right? And we're gonna go here. Why? That's he's still not calling off the date. He's going with it. I mean, I don't know. This guy has too much patience. 1 hour, man. I mean, that's like I was replaying the episode that I did where we did the reaction to the video, and I was like half hour, but I'm like, how even a half hour? That's too much, man.
I thought I was going after. However, what I understand is a part of having a soft life
Amaranth,
is
yeah.
being cooperative,
Being soft.
not being combative,
You're
right?
Actually
She
being
was very,
soft,
very
right?
combative.
Being receptive, being
Right.
sweet,
Absolutely.
being pleasant, right? Because we do understand the value of resources, but it can't be just something for a lifestyle. Resources.
Boom. I like what he said there. Yeah. So how do you think you deserve something and your actions are showing or saying something else, right? But let's big shout out once again to Kevin Wesley, the Truth Factory. Make sure you guys visit them. I'm gonna put the link to the whole video down in the comment section. But I want to we'll show you guys this.
We want to be treated well.
Mm-hmm.
We want that soft life. So that's what I thought I was going after. However, what I understand is a part of having a soft life is being cooperative,
Being soft.
not being combative,
You're
right?
Actually being soft.
Right.
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 Being receptive, being
Right.
sweet,
Absolutely.
being pleasant, right? Because we do understand the value of resources, but it can't be just something for a lifestyle. Resources, a man's resources is not just for a woman's experiences and traveling and the lifestyle they'll live when married is for providing for the family and the children. And that's why she should seek a man and, you know, respect his resources or prioritize his resources, not just for what it can do for her.
Right.
Right. And so when you were in the beginning of it, you was just saying, I'm not doing it. It seemed really selfish.
It
right.
It was.
And I appreciated that when I saw the video myself.
No. Well, she's okay. She accepted something finally. She
Providing for the family and the children. And that's why she should seek a man and, you know, respect his resources or prioritize his resources, not just for what it can do for her.
Right.
Right. And so when you were in the beginning of it, you was just saying, I'm not doing it. It seemed really selfish.
It
right.
was.
And I appreciated that when I saw the video myself. That's one of the things I covered as wow. I've never seen a woman that receptive to being accountable. Right. And you were. But Jay, however, didn't want to go out on a date. He wanted to discontinue that date, and he wanted to take it on to the house. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going on back home, or?
Yeah, something like that's. I'm sorry, at least. Yeah, that's the first time I've really like put my foot.
This guy's a gentleman. This guy's apologizing to you.
Down to that kind of extent, but it's not like an isolated incident.
Okay.
You know, like I've gone on dates with several people now, even before her, where they had very specific things they were looking for in a boyfriend or whatever, and even within my own circles, right? And that's just not something that I'm looking for, because I was raised like we were talking about how she was raised, whereas with me, like my family, like we've passed down the name for ages, and we're a very close knit, strong family.
There you go.
You passed down your first name, Jay? Like your
Yes.
father's and father.
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
generations, probably?
I mean, I couldn't really count it myself.
Wow.
Because I mean, the thing is, like, I'm from India.
Okay.
You know, and the partition happened where like India was separated from Pakistan.
Yeah, some people thought he was Hispanic, but he's okay. So he's confirming. He's from India.
And a lot of my family were on both sides of that, and we had to come back together.
Wow.
And we had to. It was very important for us to stay strong after the fact.
family values.
At the time, maybe we didn't care as much about creating this legacy, but ever since, it's like that's been one of the strongest parts of our family is the
Familia,
importance
family,
of creating
man. Yeah,
a legacy.
I mean, legacy, family, and respect, man. That's a good man. That's a good person there.
And with that in mind, like I've grown up with the idea that I want a strong family here now that I'm living in America. The only kind of relationships I seek are ones where that is the only value. That is the biggest value. That is the most important thing for the other person as well as for me.
Wow. That's actually powerful. So your family going through all that they did, it caused you guys to really idealize relationships, right? And
Specifically, relationships that last.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so here you are in America dating,
Yeah.
and mostly in our culture, where you stated earlier you were a black woman. Of course, we have been through some things, right? In our culture here in the States and throughout the whole diaspora, I like using that word. But a lot of times our culture has been stripped, and we haven't yet began to idealize relationships. So we're more so going along with the flow. So here he is in America, and he's meeting a woman who is in America, and she sees dating the way Americans see dating, and so I can see the clash in that.
Yeah.
He's looking at you as if that's selfish. You're looking at him as if, he's treating you beneath your worth,
Right.
your actual value. So here's what I want to do.
But this, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I mean, there's I show you guys videos, right, of other content creators asking questions, doing interviews, interviewing people in the street, and they always ask about that they want a man. No, they females there, they always say that they want a man that's respectful, that is different, and then also too sometimes they say that there's no good man, and in this case, I mean, you can smell that this guy is serious about wanting to have a serious relationship.
Your actual value. So here's what I want to do, guys.
Okay, let's see.
I want to go back a bit. Can y'all tell me how y'all met?
Oh shit!
I want you to tell me how you guys met.
So I was in Midtown, and
put that
I
special
barely even
effect.
have time to go out with friends and all that. But it was a really close friend's birthday, so I went to get some drinks for the first time in ages, and I saw this beautiful woman.
Oh shit!
who
Yeah, check out
it
that
seemed
wrist.
like every other
Oh,
guy in the
shit.
bar was either intimidated by or
Yo, homeboy's got that swag, huh? He could be. He's shy and all, but I think once he breaks out, he's out there getting all the honeys and spitting all that hot fire game.
too and I to go out with friends and all that. But it was a really close friend's birthday, so I went to get some drinks for the first time in ages, and I saw this beautiful woman who it seemed like every other guy in the bar was either intimidated by or too shy to talk to, and I thought, what the hell, why not? And she was, minding her own business, and I asked her, her name, Alicia, and I thought that's a beautiful name, and even despite how loud it was in the bar, we were still able to talk a little here and there, and I got her number, and she had to go. And so we kept talking after that for a little bit, and then like a week later, I asked her, "You want to go out? I mean, to this
Oh, shit.
restaurant?"
Yeah.
And I told her it would be a surprise. And maybe
Surprise.
that might be a problem on my part. It might have raised the expectations a little bit. But I guess the surprise ended up being Cheesecake Factory, where
Right.
the original surprise was
I want to get to that. You had something else planned for her, right?
Yeah.
Because of how the evening went, the Cheesecake Factory happened, right?
yeah.
So
Can I just say before
Sure.
I love the Cheesecake Factory, and
does love
it's
it.
a place that I've gone to for like every birthday. So like it wasn't just like a random restaurant to me. It was also like a place that I've gone with my family throughout
Same.
my entire life, and I love Cheesecake Factory.
so you didn't. So obviously the because you guys were late, she wasn't ready. You weren't able to take her to the restaurant that you wanted to take her to. You figured I can't go wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
yeah.
It's my old birthday restaurant.
It's my lucky.
She'll love it.
Stop being nice to girls.
Here's the thing.
No, he's got the commercial. Stop being nice to girls.
spot too at the perimeter.
Lucky spot. Okay, we'll come back to that one. I'm kidding with you.
Okay.
Alicia.
Yes.
So Jay, you see Jay walking up to you in the bar, say Midtown. He's walking up to you. He's going to talk with you. There are other guys around you. Did you notice those guys probably want to talk to you? Did you see that? And
Yes, I did.
so what made you say, okay, I'm going to give this guy a chance? What was it about him?
Well, he was bold enough to come up and talk to me for
Confidence,
one.
okay.
So yes, I
Okay.
definitely am attracted to confidence. He just seemed like he had a pure heart. He was, very thoughtful, engaging. I mean, the only he won me over. He did win me over, but
Okay.
I'm a tall woman, and so
She does look
there wasn't
tall. Like she looks way taller than, actually taller than Homeboy, the host.
necessarily like that immediate attraction.
Mm-hmm.
But as we began to talk, it was really his heart that made me say, I'll give this guy a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you draw your line? Is that typically you don't date guys who are, guys have to be at least your height or taller before you would date them?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. That probably makes it difficult finding someone suitable for yourself. You are what, 6'1", 6?
I'm almost 6'1", yes.
Almost 6'1". Wow. So that means, let's see, 14.5% of men are at least 6 feet, right? But that next 2 inches for you to find someone taller than you, that's 3.6% of men in the entire world that are tall enough that are they're at least 6'2".
I know.
Is that discouraging?
I mean, I only need one. I only need to
You need one, but he needs to be
Sure, I
at
need
height.
one.
He needs to
It's a lot of
make the
requirements.
resources, right?
Yeah.
He needs to be funny. He needs to be charismatic. He needs to be disciplined. And that doesn't discourage you? Like,
I'm an optimist. But no.
then I like it.
Yeah,
I like
but
it.
no, I mean,
And nothing wrong with having your what you like, preferences and all. I mean, everybody is entitled to.
An optimist.
the logically
But
speaking,
that's a lot. That's like a lot, right? Like the whole package, the whole package.
I understand what you're saying. I've heard this many times.
Mm.
But I haven't given up on I hadn't given up on that.
Right? Yeah.
But I'm actually open. I really enjoyed our conversation, so I would consider.
Well, sure. And I was going to commend you for that. I didn't see it as a,
yeah. I mean, the guy has to be taller. I mean, you don't want to be with the like you like super tall, and you got your little chaparrito right there. And so I understand also too, like for a guy, I don't think a guy and I'm just speaking for myself. You don't want like a whole super tall female. You're looking like un chamaquito right there. So it's understandable.
I know you're saying that they have to be that height, but it seems that you are willing to, make an exception, just like you did for Jay here when he walked up and he had the confidence of a 6'2" man. You were willing to at least hear what he had to say, and that's a good thing, because it may not be the cookie cutter thing that you plan out. So if we're going to look for a happy relationship, a harmonic one that gives our children and our lineage what they need for years and generations to come, right? We may have to make an exception or two, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not what we want; it's what we need, and we have to
Yeah.
be more open to what we need.
That's absolutely true. I was going to say, when it comes to how we date, I think a lot of it is just the information that we have, right? So what I noticed from yours and Alicia's conversation, Jay, is that you had a different view of altogether of what dating should look like leading up to a relationship, and she had a different view. And
and-
now,
Like, what I should say is, I mean, at the very end of the day, like, I understand dating in America is different from where my family's from, and in a way, like, it's perfectly fine to have those views and to think of dating differently. I just think, for me, I have a very specific criteria, and it's not a long list of criteria, but it's just certain values that I
sure. Well, I think a lot like you. That's why the video stood out to me. I believe relationships should be harmonic. They should be for a reason. So I believe in dating with intent, right?
Yeah.
But many people in our generation today, they see dating as something that's just fun. They don't see it as a way to establish
like
a healthy
fucking,
relationship.
engage
And that's
somebody's
what I was
money,
going to say. There's almost little to no
using each
understanding as to what dating should look like when you're trying to establish an intent for a meaningful relationship. And I think that's the biggest problem. It's not so much that people are necessarily selfish or entitled. It's more so that they don't know what they're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Oftentimes we think we know, but we really don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's what the first date is for. To get to know the person. You don't want to go out to on a date to a club, even though in the past I've done it when I was younger. But I was, while dating and stuff. But I think if you want to get to know somebody to see if this person has potential to build a relationship or maybe getting married to that person, then you want to go out on a date, maybe to where you guys can talk, you guys can get to know each other face to face, and then after that you take it to the next level. And then I think like if a guy then takes after taking you to out to a date to a coffee shop, and then on the second date this person takes you out again, it's kind of like then it's gonna be like, okay, dude, like what's up, you know what I mean? Um aren't you gonna, like they say, court me? But
When he asked you the question, you expect men to go all out on a date, huh? You said absolutely. If he likes her, he should present that, right?
Yes.
He should lead
Yes.
lead and be masculine. He should be willing to pay for the meal, show up on time, open doors for her, the whole nine.
yeah.
But when he asked you what does a woman expect you to do, you said look good,
Yeah.
be there, and that's where the right.
Disconnect was. Yeah.
Absolutely, because there should be things that a woman should do, right? So, if you've thought about that, could you tell me some of what you think now? If he would have asked you that question today,
Sure. If you
Good
think
question.
about, if watching the video, it's like, how do you expect this person to keep giving, 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 and you're not giving anything back?
Boom.
So now we're depleted,
absolutely.
and so who's going to pour into him?
Wow.
So I mean, if you truly do want that type of protection provider, there has to be some balance.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, I think she's seen now that, okay, the guy, you want this guy to give and take you, but okay, well, where's the cooperation that I'm supposed to give, or I should be giving to him?
So
Wow,
Yeah.
that's very powerful. I actually took the liberty to make a list of things that men and women should look for in each other on a date, right? I'm gonna read them to you. I want you guys to tell me what you think of in the end, okay? Let's start with what you're looking for in a man, okay? So what a woman looks for in a man is
I'm gonna forward it a little bit. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Also, too, I'm gonna post the link down below so you guys can head on over to Kevin Wesley, the Truth Factory channel. Give it a like. Just give it a like. Subscribe. I'm subscribed to it. Um,
the roles that we're playing. He's gonna protect me if something happens, or in a relationship, so to speak.
At all. That was
ready to be a partner, I guess.
Actually, just part of a date. Your goal is to give him is a free bodyguard, because if you're staying close to him, this list ready for that yet, right? She ain't really feeling me like that.
Yeah.
She don't really like me like that.
And
Yeah.
I get, it was a first date. Maybe she's not at that stage yet. But
I get that too.
Yeah.
Question. Let's just say you're out with him, right? You're on a date with a guy, and
This
some
guy's a
guy
fun
comes
gentleman.
up, takes your purse. Do you want your date to have your back?
Yeah.
So,
He has to protect me.
and even if he's not ready for that yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he shouldn't even ask you on a date if he's not going to protect you if something were to happen to you. This is why you should take his arm. You see, so it may feel like
Boom.
I'm giving this guy too much of me, but it's more like I'm being cooperative to the roles that we're.
See, I like
You see, so it may.
I like
She's
what
not
he
at
did
that
right there.
stage yet.
I
But
get that too.
Yeah.
Question. Let's just say you're out with him, right? You're on a date with a guy, and some guy comes up, takes your purse. Do you want your date to have your back?
Yeah.
So,
He has to protect me.
and even if he's not ready for that yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he shouldn't even ask you on a date if he's not going to protect you if something were to happen to you. This is why you should take his arm.
Boom.
You see, so it may feel like I'm
You see?
giving this guy too much of me, but it's more like I'm being cooperative to the roles that we're playing. He's going to protect me if something happens right now, and so I'm going to stand close to him. This lets the people on the outside looking in know that I'm with this man.
Boom.
He is
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that lets people know, like, hey, well, I'll let Kevin Wesley break it down.
Giving this guy too much of me, but it's more like I'm being cooperative to the roles that we're playing. He's going to protect me if something happens right now, and so I'm going to stand close to him. This lets the people on the outside looking in know that I'm with this man. He is taking care of me. We're out together, right?
It's like it kind of shows that you trust.
Absolutely.
I think I felt like
Trust is a big
What
It's
women
a-
get out of a date is a free bodyguard.
Mhm.
because if anything goes wrong with her, he has to really put his life on the line for
Oh,
her.
yeah.
So if a man asks you out on a date, you shouldn't say, I'm not ready to hold your hand. I know that seems like a move forward in a relationship, so to speak,
Oh,
but it's
man.
actually just part of a date.
Preach, bro. Preach.
Your goal is to give him an example of what it would look like if you were his partner, and his goal is to do the same. So
And-
to a man, you not doing those things makes it appear that you're not that interested.
Definitely not ready to be a partner, I guess.
It also kills his ability to be completely masculine for you on that date, because if you won't take his arm, then, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like when you just said like trust is a big word, it is a big word, but maybe the way I saw it is when you wanted to go out with me at all, that was you trusting me,
Boom.
Right.
Preach.
and it did kind of hurt
Good.
a little bit. I mean, again, I can respect boundaries, but it did still at the same time hurt my feelings if you didn't trust me.
And of course, as men, we're going to try to be receptive to that and understand where you're coming from. But it does kind of limit his ability to do his full, to be his full masculine self in that capacity, right?
Yeah.
The last thing I had here was intellectual stimulation, right? So we like when a woman can respond back and be attentive, right?
Yeah.
Have a good conversation, right? We look for that in women. And I definitely think she appeared to have that. You guys started off on it was a little difficult conversation, but it seems like she understood you. She was
Yeah.
receptive to what you were saying. Is that typical for you?
Well, typically, a lot of the girls that I met, as I said, like they're literally only trying to date to date or to like have. I don't know. I'm allowed to use the word "fuck buddy."
Yeah, sure. We're in hookup culture.
We're in a hookup culture, exactly, and so like they're just looking for that, and so it's like sometimes it's not necessarily about the values or anything like that. Maybe it's like more small talk, maybe, and maybe sometimes it feels like it's something that'll take more time to get her to open up or something like that. Where at the end of the day, they don't want a second date because we haven't gotten to know each other. And that to me sounds so irritating because you didn't want to get to know, we didn't get to know each other because they wouldn't want to talk.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
I completely understand. So as a man dating with intent, you're ending up in these situations where a lot of times you're in hookup culture. And so you're not getting a second date out of it. Meanwhile, here you are, you have spent your money, you spent time with this person who you're never going to likely see again.
yeah.
Right?
Yep. It happens.
Women oftentimes are looking at dates as what they can get out of them, right? An experience, right? Take me to a nice restaurant. I want the ambiance. I want the treatment, right? And with no intent of doing anything special for the guy after the date. So it's almost like it's almost like she's getting over on him, right?
Yep.
Like she's using him for meals. And that's what men say. I'm not going to keep taking these women out if they don't like me. Don't go.
And that's the problem too. That a lot of guys, and it's sad to say it, but a lot of guys, they create resentment, right? Where like they go out on dates and they have the bad luck of like go out on dates, and then all or most of the dates they go out on, they end up just being females that they're out there to just get the free meal and be like, hey, I got this sucker right here. I'm gonna get a free meal and just never call them again. And that's why sometimes these guys turn out to become assholes. And then they get to meet finally a good woman, and they end up messing it up or treating the person like shit.
Go out if you don't like me, because then it wouldn't end up where he's on the outside looking into the thing.
Right,
What do
okay.
women say oftentimes when he's upset? I took you to this restaurant, I did that, and now you don't want to get close to me, you're not ready. And she's like, well, you wanted to do it.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, well, I never told you to take me there. You did it because you wanted. Very true.
She will let him spend, and spend, knowing she's not interested in this man. Now, do you feel that that's wrong?
Went into to a break. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So sometimes people become assholes because of the past experiences. Their past experiences, and females turn out, become, bitches, and then dudes become assholes. Excuse my French over here.
Of doing anything special for the guy after the date. So it's
Walk
almost
away.
like it's almost like she's getting over on him, right? Like she's using him for meals. And that's what men say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep taking these women out
Mm-hmm.
if they don't like me. Don't go out if you don't like me, because then it wouldn't end up where he's on the outside looking into the thing. And what do women say oftentimes when he's upset? I took you to this restaurant, I did that, and now you don't want to get close to me, you're not ready. And she's like, well, you wanted to do it.
I didn't tell you to.
She will let him spend, and spend, knowing she's not interested in this man. Now, do you feel that that's wrong?
No, I don't like users. So, I mean,
Well,
I do think that that's.
What?
I think that we're all adults, and there's enough of every type out here to where that's not even necessary. Like there are men that really will just spend money on you.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a certain type. There's things that go with that, but there are men that'll just spend money on you and are okay with that. You know, but I
What do you take from that type of man, if you don't mind me asking? We call that a simp.
Mm-hmm.
And we call that a
try to
simp
catch
when a
a
man
simp.
is willing to buy you anything, take you anywhere, and you haven't actually earned that from him with your affection or just being there for him in general. How do you see that?
If women are being really honest, I don't think most
Yes, a simp is a person that goes way out of his way to get brownie points with a female just in order to get their attention or be liked. They overspent. They try to buy their attention, and that's what a lot of not all females, but the females that are out there, they're out there, with they know that there's a lot of simps, and they can get their free meal, free money, and they know that if it's not them doing it, someone else is gonna do it, and it's true. It's sad but true, and um, that's what it is.
women actually respect a man that is like that. And I think there's two different types. There's the
How do you see that?
if women are being really honest, I don't think most women actually respect a man that is like that.
Yeah.
And
one
I
of those
think there's
respects
two different types. There's the ones that will spend money on and they're objectifying the woman and she's just like a toy for them.
Right.
And then there's the ones that really are
Trying to buy his way in, just trying his best to earn any type of affection from her.
little brownie
And
points.
there's a lot of those men, there's a lot of those women who allow that to happen, right? So that's why I take what Jay doing here as being something that is great for men everywhere, okay? He knew his worth. You are a beautiful woman, but he said, you know what? I'm just gonna take her home. I don't have to do this. Even to the point when you
Let
said
me, guys, let me make a quick pause, real quick.
you are a beautiful woman, but he said, you know what? I'm just gonna take her home. I don't have to do this. Even to the point when you said, I will go eat with you at Cheesecake Factory. He saw it as, I would have set aside the date, right? Us being late to that reservation. You're not holding my hand. You're not talking to me in the car. But it seems that you pulling out that camera really, really got to him. Do you mind telling me what
that
you
got to me.
probably took by that? You're just on a date, and all of a sudden now she's recording you.
A lot of times, if I'm the one asking a girl out, that's me already offering to pay for the meal, right? That's me already being okay with that, right?
Yeah.
But her recording me did feel like that's where I felt like she was trying to take advantage. She was trying to like, and maybe you had a different view on it, but it felt like at the time that you were just trying to get food, like a free meal from a fancy restaurant, and then you get content from me too to post on
that shit.
YouTube,
that was
Facebook.
whack.
And you get your reputation ran through the mud. So it's all be done at your expense, right? Now that wasn't your take.
I mean, look at all those videos that were popping out. I'm talking about those videos about the gym. I don't know if you guys remember those videos were going crazy and viral. A bunch of them were popping out of content creator females just put not exposing but putting on on videos, other guys that will approach them, or just someone would just be like, "Hey, are you using this machine?" And you know what's the trip? I haven't seen those videos that much anymore. You don't see them anymore. I guess they kind of slowed down because people were starting to catch on. You know that these people were just using others to go viral or just get clicks and likes. Yo, what up? Shout out to Temp or 209. All right, let's get back into it.
You have many groups where you encourage women on dating. Y'all talk about dating,
Right.
and this was something that you said. Look, y'all see a lot of dates go wrong.
Right.
So based on your mindset, you really felt like he was taking you somewhere beneath your value.
Yeah.
And you were saying, I'm going to show the world how you're treating me. Right? Can you tell us a bit about that so he knows that it wasn't to embarrass you, it wasn't to get content.
Yeah, you guys know that was too embarrassing. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be negative or anything like that, but come on, let's keep on watching this.
Any of that. It was I felt wronged in that scenario. You mind?
No, I did. I felt like you didn't see my value. And in that moment, I felt like I needed the support of my viewers in that moment.
Come on, man. It's like me if I go somewhere. Why would I bring out my phone and show the people here on the chat? Well, maybe as a content creator, I would, but I wouldn't do somebody like that or make somebody look like put them down unless I'm getting like abused or these people are acting crazy, something like might get harmed or they're acting crazy or they're about to harm somebody, for protection, but not on a date, man.
And not only that, like he said, I discuss relationships and things like that. So I thought that that was a good opportunity for me to kind of have that conversation and see, like, what does everybody else think? I wasn't really.
She's more concerned about what other people think instead of asking herself what's going on, what's wrong, or asking him, like, why would you, what makes you, not want to take me out, somewhere nicer, or what's up. But even the guy told him, like, look, I had this spot ready for you, but you were a whole hour ready and we didn't leave your spot till the time that it was already time for us to be at the reservation at the restaurant. That's why he had to go to Plan B, and I don't blame him because you treat me a certain way, you show me you know who you are, and you're showing me, okay, with this, instead of this, you deserve this. You know what I mean? I'm not calling off the date, but I'm gonna have to go to Plan B.
Really taking your feelings into consideration. I wasn't trying to be necessarily malicious or anything like that.
I understand.
Good. I'm gonna say this, guys, to end this video, okay?
Yeah.
In a world with hookup culture, not having much understanding on relationships based on how we're raised, and then you got social media with the instant gratification and making it so easily to meet people and replace people.
Yeah, it's so easy to beat now. I mean, people just swipe left, right, and that's it. The people don't go through the whole seduction part, approaching, and
raised, and then you got social media with the instant gratification and making it so easily to meet people and replace people. Dating it's like a thing that's lost to us. I want to ask these two beautiful people here a question. They had one date that went bad. They have not went on a date since that day, right? Now, would you guys be open to another date?
What? Let me hit. Would they go out? So he's Kevin Wesley, the host of the Truth Factory, is asking them if they would consider or would go out on a second date and give it a try. What do you guys think? Wow. Let's listen to this.
Knowing what you know now.
I think if we were able to find a way to get our values more in the center, I could see us trying again.
I mean, yeah, I would be willing to go out on a date again.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Listen,
This guy's a true gentleman, kind guy right here. I know many guys out there that would have been like, I'm outie. You know what I mean? They would have been like, I'm out. But
we want to keep up with this first date. Actually, we're going to take care of this first date. It's going to be on us. So we're going to send you somewhere just like they used to do on all those other talk shows. We're going to take care.
We gotta see this. So they're gonna set him up to go out on a date and make sure, this time, they do everything right. I mean, he did everything right. I guess her expectations were that he needed to take her out somewhere else nice, and the Cheesecake Factory wasn't nice. But she didn't realize that at the moment that she was an hour late, automatically he, what I mean, he saw that he didn't deserve that, and even if he would have deserved Plan A, the nice restaurant, I mean, they were an hour late. How the hell am I gonna show up and be like, hey, I had a reservation an hour ago or hour and a half ago, so we're here now. They're gonna be like, no, get out of here, dude.
Of it. And then we'll
Let's
reach
see
back
what's
to you
up.
guys in a couple of weeks and find out how that's going. How does that sound?
Sounds one.
I'd love to see
Great.
what you guys are up to.
As long as it's not the cheesecake now.
Oh.
She is funny, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, so she said yes, she's down as long as it's not the Cheesecake Factory. But Jay mentioned that the Cheesecake Factory meant a lot to him because he liked it for one, and then two, he went there with family and friends.
Guys, this was an amazing episode of The Truth Factory.
sure you guys
Hopefully you
subscribe,
guys
man.
learned something from that and can apply it to your life. Happy hunting for your next partner. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Make sure you guys subscribe to Kevin Wesley, The Truth Factory, if you guys want to, or if you guys just want to, do me a favor, go ahead and over there and give the video and the channel a like. Yeah, man. So that's it. It's I want to see. I want to see this date. I want to see how it goes. Let me know in the comment section. Do you guys think this date is gonna work? Do you guys think that it's not gonna work? It's just gonna be a waste of time. You never know. You never know.